Hey guys, Anthony, 4B4Ds. A little bit of information for you on the charging system of at least the 22 1GD, and I believe all the 1GDs. I've just been driving the vehicle. It's been running literally for 5 minutes, and we've got this new voltmeter here, part of our auto electrical auxiliary battery USB charger, and we've got a lot of information on our other YouTube channel, 4B4 Adventures, if you want to know about all the information of what we used and the products and installation details. And it's in a playlist, actually. There's a playlist on both YouTube channels. I think it's called Our 2022 Proto Build, and you might see a few videos on each channel in relation to all the wise modifications. But the important part here is DCDC chargers. Do you need them? And this vehicle, I've got to say, same as our 2019, whenever I looked at the alternator output, I always saw 13.8, 13.7, right? Now, I'm just going to bring you back over to this other. Now, don't worry about which one's accurate. This one reads a little bit low. Okay, this is just a cheapy $6 thing you get off eBay. The thermometer's a little bit wrong and the voltage is a little bit wrong. It's just a guide so that you can take a browse, something to fill the hole. And you can take a browse every now and then and go, oh, my alternator's not charging, after you went through a river and it's on 12.7 or something. So then you get the heads up for that. But the main point here is this is on 13.8 like usual, okay? But it was up on 13.9 and 14. And same as this one over here was on 14.1 was the highest I saw. If I give it a little rev, no difference now. So, oh yeah, a little bit. So it's already coming down. My point is, on the 2022 and all the 1GDs here, basically, the alternator varies the voltage. Now, this will all come down to lower voltages, but because we've got an accessory battery there, and we've got it all wired up with things to drain that accessory or auxiliary battery, like constant power to these two USBs, right? You want the details, it's on our 4B4 Adventures YouTube channel, so check that out. Check out that playlist, subscribe, turn the bell on so you don't miss out. We've got another one there, how to wire them up, how we put them all in there, and we've got a twin USB there with a voltmeter, right? Now, all these voltmeters, they can be out a little bit. What we need to do is go to the back of the vehicle, but what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to drive it a little bit longer. We're on 7 minutes now, school drop off, and I'm going to see if it starts dropping down already or not. But we had the projected DCDC in the 2019, and what we noticed was only for the first few minutes, I'll say 5 or 10 minutes, did we usually see the 14, 14.3, 14.4, any of those sort of voltages, which we like to see about 14 volts charging batteries. But quite quickly it would drop down to the next stage and it would regularly be on 13.4, 13.5, which I wasn't happy with. And there was a number of things I wasn't happy with. You can check out our battery information playlists and those sorts of videos if you want to understand where I'm at with DC-DC chargers. And in particular, we used the projector. That was the first DC-DC charger we ever used. And we didn't ever say that you need DC-DC chargers. Obviously, there's a place for them, okay? And it's not my belief that it's under the bonnet when you've got two batteries under the bonnet in most vehicles. But in some vehicles, you may need something like that. But what we've done in this one, as per the videos in the 4B4 Adventures playlist, the Proto Build playlist, we're not using a DC-DC charger. We're using a traditional Red Arc SBI 12 isolator, which is so reliable, and it also gives you a number of options, including being able to jump start from the auxiliary battery if the cranking battery did fail, or your power was left on, interior lights left on, radios left on, kids, whatever the case may be, right? But I'm trying to demonstrate that we're getting a 14 volt roughly charge rate, and it's consistent. I've never seen in any of our vehicles the charge rate drop below 13.7, which I think is really good. I'd rather see that than the 13.4s and stuff I was seeing from the projector. So anyway, this is in testing. We'll go for a little drive and then we'll have a look at the voltmeter in the back, and we'll have another look at these and just to compare all of them. I have tested them, compared to multimeters and stuff like that, and they're usually within about 0.1 of a volt. The one that's pushed into the console is probably the least accurate. This one, I'll have to check again. I think this is the one that was 0.1 out, so that could either be 13.9 or 14.1. It was about 0.1 either way. From memory, it might have been 13.1 high, so that could be 13.9 at idle, but let's check it out. So reality check in the back of the vehicle, we find these ones to be really accurate, so without getting the multimeter out, we're seeing 13.8 volts at idle, which is consistent with the one in the console. Bring the revs up a little bit, it quite easily goes to 13.9, and this one down here is probably the odd one out at 14.1. Anyway, that's the sort of charge rate we're getting from this charging system, and it's very consistent. So we're in testing phase to see if this alternator at that voltage and the amps that are going into the battery, if the alternator is capable of charging 2 batteries without the DCDC charger. So we're going to use it quite a bit, and we'll come back to you and let you know the results. In case you happen to have missed it, it's the standard battery. They've actually shrunk it a little bit since the 2019, which is not bad because it keeps a bit more space there, because heat is, you know, it's not ideal for batteries, you know. And we've just got the red arc mounted down there on the K-on DCDC bracket, which has been modified to add the red arc on the side down there. And over here is the Centra dual force 90 amp hour AGM battery. So yes, different battery chemistry. Okay, anyway, if you want to see what happens with this, you know the deal. Subscribe, turn the bell on, because we might both learn something from this exercise. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked it, smash that like button. Catch you on the next one. See ya.